it's Joy, and today I'm going to be watching Stargirl Season 3, Episode 2, The Suspects, and I imagine there are going to be a lot of them. I can already think of many. I am so excited to get back into this. It has been forever since I watched the last episode, a whole 24 hours. But no, now I'm back, I'm on track, I'm going to be watching Stargirl on Thursdays like I should. I believe it was Fox CD 531 or something. I'm so sorry if your name was long, who pointed out that Becky Sharp was a character in The Flash, like a small part in The Flash, the Luck Lady, and the name rang a bell when the name was said in this, and I was initially thinking, is that someone we could know in this? And obviously it's not the same iteration or anything, but thank you, because it was bothering me in the previous episode that the name seemed so familiar, but I kind of just assumed in my head, like, well, you know, Rebecca and Sharp, then neither of them are exactly uncommon. So excited to jump back into this to see what is happening. Also kind of stressed because, you know, we need to figure out who this murderer is and will they strike again. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and let's go. Oof. You are one of the suspects, as is your wife.
Payback time.
And so he was the guy outside. But he clearly didn't beat him up because he didn't look beaten. He's trying to be better. Should still be in prison. Someone else was watching at this point. So that means he didn't kill him. Interesting. I mean, he'll be a suspect. Is that the Shade? So are we supposed to think that anyone could have... Clearly the Shade doesn't kill him now, he's alive later. Are we meant to think that either Mr. Crockett, or whatever his name is, or the Shade came back and finished him off?
Okay, well, who would have the motive to do that?
A lot of people.
To see if the gambler had any connection to the lame robbery earlier.
Oh, case dismissed.
I do think that she most likely was maybe actually trying to prove herself to them, which would be a point in her favour. Just very unfortunate for her that it was on the scene of a murder. It's too obvious for it to be Cindy, given that we found her there. And I do believe she's trying to do good. And I don't agree with the idea of, oh, he was a bad guy, therefore we shouldn't investigate. Like, come on, kids. Potentially, if he was a bad guy and we find out that the person that did it, he had killed their child or their mother or something, and that was the only bad thing that person had ever done was killing him, we could do some kind of a redemption deal with them. But it could also just mean that there's an even worse person in town.
I hate to be a broken record here, but Cindy's strong.
I get why she hates Cindy though.
She's a walking sign. If you really thought she was innocent, she would be here at this meeting right now.
Okay. But we have to consider that she might have done it. We can't just dismiss her as a suspect, but it would be dangerous to have her be the only suspect.
Murdered, making the former villains all suspects.
Anybody else could be lurking in the shadows here. You're a suspect too, you hated him. I had a comment, I'm so sorry I can't remember your name, who it's from. I have a brain like a sieve when it comes to names. Suggesting that, because, like, basically a lot of people seem to be agreeing with me that there is something off about Sylvester, so I'm very glad that I'm not just, like, a lunatic. But none of us can quite put our finger on it. And someone pointed out the idea of the staff still works for him, so does that mean he's good because the staff would know? And that is definitely something we should consider. I think also, would the staff just be like, my old pal, like the staff just loves him and is happy he's back and doesn't see all the way through it? Or when they're connected, if Courtney went bad, would the staff go bad? Like, how does it work? So she's continuing her father's line of work. Cindy. I don't think she's evil. I think if we keep pushing her away, she could go back to being evil. Or does she have to keep taking it to stay strong or something?
You know what I would have given to have my dad say half the things in this letter to me?
Sweetheart.
Sylvester wants to question some of the gambler's old colleagues, so we'll see what we can find out while you're at school, okay?
Should Sylvester be allowed near them? He should be a suspect too.
If we can catch the killer, everyone's gonna have to take us seriously.
You're still so young. I get that you're barely younger than the other kids, but
We are now.
please don't get into danger.
We didn't do it.
All the people coming in to confess their innocence.
The gambler also had a stab wound, right to the heart.
Whoa.
I theorized it was
You had a meeting last night without me?
You left the previous one early.
Wait, the gambler's laptop is missing. Whoever has it, that's who killed him.
And
Cindy is a kid the same age as them. I think they need to give her a second chance. I assume she apologised to Yolanda last season. I genuinely don't remember, but she should just continue to... I mean, Cindy needs to be less combative. I get that. I get why she is. It's because she thinks they're going to reject her and she's been through shit. But she needs to be less combative with them and they need to be more understanding. The adults, there is no reason for them to not be in prison. You can either try, Cindy, or you can keep arguing. He would just buy some frickin' tea bags and make it at home.
We need to ask you some questions.
It's in public. That's a great idea.
I was wondering how. Can I just get up?
Why would you not move over so there was room for both of you? Sylvester is a petty bitch. Like, you can see he grew up rich
Where were you last night?
and entitled.
You big ineffectual dolt.
Why we don't do this in public? And Sylvester...
Shade. It never is. Oh, hey guys.
I mean, I have been a bit up and down on whether or not we should trust the Shade myself, but he's proven himself.
Move. What was that in there? Huh? You're the sidekick, okay? I asked the questions.
Fuck off.
Well, that's not how it's gonna work.
Exactly. Stand your ground, Pat.
What? Sorry.
I don't like Sylvester. He is the epitome of spoiled, sad, rich boy who now thinks the whole world should bow down to him. Do better.
Thank you. You always steer me in the right
We're
direction.
straight back to the manipulation. The thing what Pat wants to hear. No, he's going to go continue by himself, Pat. Do not let this man loose. Kick him out your house. Jesus Christ. No. Get the fuck out of this school. Excuse me, there is an intruder on campus.
It's time to level up.
It's the middle of school, you piece of shit.
Video game.
She's a child.
Like,
She was currently levelling up in algebra. Oh, hello. You were in the previously, so I wondered. How are you? Not good, it would seem. What if his grandparents told him? And go to therapy. I need our group to figure out what's up with him to help him.
After school.
Yes.
before there was a killer on the loose. I want you to know everything the staff can do now.
No, you don't make these decisions. A, she should talk about this with her parents first.
I need to have some fun. And so do you.
Not in the middle of the school day, you entitled piece of shit. We don't all have spoons in our mouths and mummies and daddies who can pay our way through the entire world. I mean, not that Courtney's family is exactly poor, but you know.
Right? So first,
He's not a good influence on the staff either.
Courtney here?
No, she's at school.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't she?
What was that?
Yes, Sylvester is a terrible influence. Get out of my house.
Cool.
Why is he teaching her this? So suspicious. She looks like she's doing it. Just, you know, no one's gonna be in any trouble for this.
This is such a ripoff. Wish for it again.
You know the rules. Mike, you can't
Can't wish for the same thing.
I wish to know one of the names. I wish to know another of the names. Surely that's different each time.
Are you sure this is a good idea?
No.
things up with the shader.
Why would I waste my time on gaudy theatrics and rip his trailer to pieces? I'd have simply dragged him off into the Shadowland.
That's the second person that's been like, I'd have killed them better.
Mr. McNider?
Nobody wants you here.
Not the way you're acting.
Favor. Give her the staff.
This is going great. He forced it out of her hand. Dick move.
The JSA!
Stop!
Good.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not. You're just trying to impress Courtney.
Court, what were you thinking?
I'm sorry.
You couldn't have waited 3 hours till the end of school.
Things got out of hand.
He never intended to apologise. He is taking advantage of the fact that she once thought he was her father and that she wants him to be that kind of vibe.
Still broken.
Is he just a broken guy who's a bit shit?
Not him I'm mad at.
Is this just what he thinks they want to hear? Like, is it even...
Me.
I want to believe him, but I just have a
Like
wall
you'll build
between us.
society.
It's like that seemed extremely genuine, but at the same time his sad speech got him out of being in trouble for abducting their daughter from school.
You were absolutely right to go back to Courtney.
Stop manipulating the staff.
You've already taught me so much.
So you can leave now, and that's fine.
Pat's taught me a lot too. And I really believe it can be that for you too.
If you deserve it. I want him to, but you know. Cameron, break free of your creepy grandparents. We'll save you. Everyone gets a second chance. You'll get one too. And you, destroy that painting, young lady. So she's got the laptop. So the killer didn't take it? Or she's the killer?
It's only a matter of time before they find out.
I know.
Find out what? Okay, that last scene was very interesting. Did Artemis kill the gambler thinking it was the right thing to do, and then they were like, what the fuck did you kill him for? That's not how the JSA do things, they won't like that. And so now... yeah, that was an intriguing, intentionally trying to make us think ending. And, you know, Cindy has the laptop, but I'm guessing she went there, she didn't go there to help the JSA, she went there to get the laptop, to steal it for whatever reason. And the killer had nothing to do with the laptop. I don't know. We will find out everything. This episode continued to make me very suspicious of Sylvester. They're very, very good at peppering in the odd scene that could be emotionally truthful, that makes you like him, makes you understand him, makes you think, oh, you know, maybe there is just a good guy in there and he doesn't have any secret evil intentions. But then there's just every other scene where he's like always saying exactly the right thing and being very manipulative, or just being a real douchebag. And like, I don't know, I don't like him. I basically, you know, if he is a good guy, I hope he figures out who he is and then just leaves town. And if he's a bad guy, I hope we stop him. I am worried that the continued inclusion of Cindy is going to drive a wedge between Courtney and Yolanda, especially when they've only quite recently had to remove the wedge between them. I think Cindy needs to be more emotionally vulnerable around the group. Now that doesn't mean crying and apologising constantly, of course not. But, you know, she breezes in and she's like, I'm better than all of you bitches, why haven't you accepted me yet? That's never gonna work. You should be like, hi, I'm here. You know, you don't have to be like submissive or anything, but like, be a helpful member of the group. Don't act like you're better than them, act like you're one of the team. Then I'm very stressed for Cameron in general, because he's getting his weird ice powers. We know his father was evil, very, very evil, and his grandparents raised that father and are now the only people in charge of him. And it seems like nobody is like on our JSA team is vaguely concerned that the people that raised one psychopath are now raising another child, and we're just gonna leave them to it. I was hoping we'd get more of that last season, so this season it does seem like maybe we're going to be exploring more of Cameron. And in the same way that we have ultimately redeemed other kids, I hope we can redeem him as well, because he was so sweet when we first met him. The idea of him becoming an actual villain is very sad to me. The little boys with their pen are going to get us into a lot of mischief. I suppose you can't just reword the question like, what is one of the killer's name, or what is the killer most commonly known as? You know, if you rephrase it, but that's a different question, because the answer to what is the killer's name is they have many names. So you're like, okay, great, I want their most common name, I guess. I don't know. But I don't think they're going to stop, and they're probably going to get themselves into some mischief. I get that they're not that much younger than the rest of the kids, so even though the actors are significantly younger, at least they look it, I can understand why they would struggle with being treated like little kids, but I'm still barely over my fact that the main JSA are infants and should be in school. And this episode did not help me with that when he literally took her out of school. I'm sort of sad that Shade left. He's quite a good resource, and I do feel like, you know, currently he's not being evil and he is on our side, doesn't he like our group, he's quite useful to have around. I imagine he's gone partly because he's sort of too much of an easy fix if he's around all the time, but also he's got whatever's happening to his powers to deal with. But you know, he has also potentially killed a lot of people, and I don't know, this show is like, hey, if you've killed a lot of people but you say sorry one time, we'll let you back. And I support that in principle. I do think there should be a little bit more jail time involved. For the kids, I support it wholeheartedly until they go too far. But we continue to see Courtney shining at her best. I I do worry that at some point the staff is going to have to make a choice between the two, between, you know, its old friend that it did all those things with and its newer beloved person. I'm worried in general with the direction Sylvester are going to take things, but I'm so intensely proud of Courtney forever and always. And I still have no idea who killed the gambler. They have not given us enough to go on, but it'll be fun trying to work it out. There were no other murders this episode, which is a fake plus. Reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and thank you so much for watching.